Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and this video has been inspired by a few videos that I've watched recently on YouTube by many different people I don't usually watch, only because I was sort of directed to their videos because of one particular video by someone I subscribe to. Did a video response to another video, and that just led me on a little journey of watching a whole bunch of different videos. And while I'm not going to address the video I watched because I don't want to add to the debate, maybe, if it's even a debate, but regardless, the topics that came up for me that I felt I wanted to address were a couple of them. One most particular being truth. So I wanted to talk today about truth. Now, if you're familiar with any of the videos I've made, or if you're familiar with my channel and you've gone through all my videos, you will probably know by now a couple of major beliefs that I hold. One being that reality is an illusion. That's a huge belief that I carry. It's a huge truth for me. And in regards to reality being an illusion, it leads me to the idea of what is truth. Now, I want to inject here that I was brought up in a Roman Catholic household, and you can find my whole spiritual journey story in a few different videos that I've done, so I'm not going to go into that. But if you're interested, search through where I came from. But the important point here is being raised in a Roman Catholic home and eventually becoming or being baptized into the Jehovah's Witness Watchtower organization. I was brought up and believed for the longest time that there was one truth, even though I held within me the understanding that that couldn't be true. That there was this one truth, and you just had to work through the muck and crap and falsehoods to find the truth, and then once you had the truth, that everything was going to be okay. And in my journey and in my seeking that truth, when I thought I knew the truth when I was a Roman, when I was Catholic, or when I thought I knew the truth when I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses who was armed with the truth, something still didn't feel true, which has brought me to where I am today, where I personally understand that everything is true and nothing is true. That everything is a reality and nothing is a reality. So I'm presenting this to you because I believe that everything I believe is true, but I also understand and accept that everything that you believe is true, even when it directly contradicts what I believe. I believe them both to be true. And I believe that the one truth that we're all seeking is the idea that everything is true and that everything is false. Because it's difficult for us to understand the greater perspectives and the greater understandings when we are in a physical manifestation on the physical realm that we live in right now. That there are limited things that we can understand, that there is, because we are and have accepted this experience. And once we are complete in this physical experience, we will get a broader understanding, and we will get and understand the greater truth. And I feel like we can get glimpses of this, and we can reach a certain vibrational frequency, and we can understand up to a certain point, but because we still are manifested in a physical form, on a physical dimension, we sort of can hit a point where we can't really understand anymore, because once we understand more, then there is no need for us to be in a physical form. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it is what it is. We've agreed to be in a physical manifested form to experience this wonderful life that we have, and to expand the whole universe together as a community. But it's once we have expanded beyond the physical, once we have achieved and experienced everything that we wanted to achieve in the physical, we then ascend and we expand and we become our non-physical selves. And at that point, we understand what the truth is. And we can see it in all its different aspects. And we can truly comprehend what it is, what truth is. So the questions I want to present to you for your own thoughts, for your own contemplation, is, what is truth? And if you do believe or subscribe to the idea that there is one absolute truth, who decides what that one absolute truth is? I know when I was a Catholic, we looked to the Pope to share with us what the one absolute truth was. And when I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses, it was the elders in the Watchtower Society that shared what Jehovah's one absolute truth was with us. What is it for you, or who is it for you that dictates to you what the one absolute truth is? Where do you find that, and how do you confirm that truth for yourself? And when we're dealing with your own spirituality, where do you find your truth? Depending on what road you travel, what path you're forging for yourself, whether it's a specific tradition within Wicca, whether it's a totally different spiritual path altogether, where is it that you find your truth? Where is it when you feel that you have found a truth, how do you verify it for yourself if it needs to be verified? You know, do you have, I'm just sharing, for example, when I was Christian, when I was Jehovah's Witness, I would go to my scripture, and that is where I felt I would find the truth. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that's where we said the truth can be found here in the scriptures. So where is it you find your truth for yourself in regards to your spirituality? And with that, I do want to bring up for me, where I find my truth, many of my own truths are found in unverified personal gnosis. And one of the videos I did watch was by Rob, and he brought up the idea of unverified personal gnosis. And for me, that is where I find most of my truths. It's when God herself, source, universal source, or collective consciousness, or the one, all that is, goddess, God, whatever. I use the term God herself. My unverified personal gnosis is when God herself directly shares with me knowledge that I can't verify. But I'm okay with not verifying it, because for me, it resonates with me. It speaks of a truth with me. And I don't expect anyone to take it as their truth. I never say this is how it is. And if I do, by chance, it's how it is for me. But I never expect other people to accept it for themselves without doing some sort of verifying for them, however, in whatever way they verify for themselves, or they test it out, or they contemplate, or they decide for themselves whether or not it's a truth for them. I think issues arise or conflicts develop when we are so concerned about what other people think, what other people are doing, what other people are saying, what other people are practicing. And on one hand, I can understand, because we live in this physical realm and we are interacting with other wonderful physical beings, that we want to find acceptance, we want to find love, we want to find like-minded people to commune with, because I understand when you're in a unit of other people who resonate on the same vibrational frequency as you do, it makes it music. You make music together when you find those you harmonize with. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I truly understand. But I think for me, and from my perspective of looking at other people in online communities as well as offline communities, that conflicts arise when individuals are not confident in their own beliefs, in their own understandings. When they start comparing their practice and their beliefs and their understandings to someone else and what they're doing. And when they find that there is a dissonance between the two, well, then one of us must be wrong and it must be you. When I look at these things, I look at the difference and go, hey, can you explain to me why you use this in this way? I've always used it in this way, and I'm interested in why you use it in that way, because maybe that way would work for me too, and I want to try it out. But for me, being the inquisitive in person that I am, I want to know why you use it that way. Oh, it's because it worked for you that way. Well, I'm going to try it out, and I'll try it out for myself, and if it works for me, I incorporate it. If it doesn't work for me, I don't. And I agree that if you are interested in different things, in using practices that other people have, that you haven't gained through your own personal gnosis, but you're inspired by other people, that you would, if you incorporate it into your own practice, would be tapping into the power that practice or tool or idea or thought holds, because now you're joining in on another piece of music. Now you're starting to resonate on another vibration and a powerful intention and symbolism that other people have had, that you can align yourself with that, and you start making another piece of music. And I think that's a wonderful thing, and a nod to other traditions, and an acknowledgement that you didn't come up with it yourself is a wonderful thing too. However, for me, who cares? And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. And I'm not trying to disrespect the ancestors or my heritage. But I'm really, really not concerned about what you're doing in your practice. And I'm really not too concerned about what was done in my past, or in your past, or in the past. Honestly, I'm more concerned about right now, in this moment. Where am I vibrating? What am I aligning myself with? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? And how can that enhance my life? How can that bring me greater joy and love? I think the conflicts come when we get so wrapped up in what other people are doing, saying, feeling, or practicing, and we lose focus on what we're doing for ourselves. Yes, we should love each other. I am a big proponent for that. I am. But I love myself a little more. And I know that I'm creating my future. And I know that I'm responsible for my relationship with God herself. And I'm not responsible for your relationship with God herself. I'm responsible for my relationship with God herself. I respect God herself in you, and that you are a manifestation of her. We are a manifestation together. We are one. You and I, and everyone else. So to tie it all together, what is your truth? That's all. And I love you.